Hey guys, first of all, yes, I'm driving down the road, so if the camera's a little jumpy and the audio is not perfect and there's some road noise, I'm sorry. But I do some of my best thinking when I'm driving. And so it seems like it's easier to just turn the camera on and look at the road and not always look at you and just put some thoughts down here. And for a couple weeks now, today is September 28th, Sunday. I'm headed to the range to do some lessons for the last leg of my women's handgun and self-defense fundamentals course. And listen to the radio, watch TV, scroll through social media, take in any news, any current events. Of course, everybody's still talking about, and probably will be for the rest of the year if Dave Rubin is correct, still talking about the death of Charlie Kirk. What happened, what it means, how do we move forward, and then talking about how people reacted to it. And the man himself didn't want to be polarizing. He wanted to be the opposite of that. He wanted to bring people together. He wanted to sit down and find common ground. And if you watch any actual debate, not snippets, not shorts, but the full video, from when the person came to the microphone to when they walked away, because they don't edit their stuff. They don't cut it. They don't edit it. It's the full thing every time. Always has been. They pride themselves on that. You just get what they got. And anybody who was there in person can attest to it, that they didn't cut anything out. If you go watch the whole video, the whole time he's talking to somebody, the first thing he tries to do is establish the premise of what they have to say or what their question is for him. And then he starts asking some questions because he wants to know about the person. He doesn't in the videos. I know it's still new, hasn't sunk in that he's not going to do that anymore ever again. But in those videos, he doesn't go there to argue and tell people that they're wrong, that they're bad, that they're evil. He goes there to debate. Debate is not argue. Debate was invented by people who were tired of fighting, who were tired of merciless slaughter and ending of human lives. And so diplomacy and debate was invented by humans to do that instead. And we could solve our tribes, our clans, our nation's problems with words instead of swords or cannons or guns, bombs. And so he went there to debate. To debate, you have to know your enemy. He wanted to know, shouldn't even say enemy, your opponent. To debate, you have to know your opponent. He wanted to know who they were. And what did he do? He tried to find common ground if he could, but the main thing that he did was validate them as a human being. Validate them that their story is their story. It is valid. Their feelings are their feelings and they are valid. He might not agree with them. He might even say that they're incorrect. But they were still a valid human being who had thoughts and feelings, hopes and fears, just like he did. So I said all that to say this. I thought this was going to be a quick video. Turns out it's gone over 4 minutes now. And I'm not going to edit either because you know how I hate to do that. So I said all that to say this. Just because somebody comes out and says what happened to Charlie Kirk was a bad thing, it was bad for America, anytime you try to shut somebody up and not let them speak their piece, it is bad for debate, it is bad for relations, it is bad for America, and it's bad for the world. And some people from the left have come out and said, I didn't agree with Charlie, but I sure disagree with the thought of killing him or the thought of muzzling him. And those people I respect, even if I don't agree with what they say or they don't agree with what I say. I respect those people because they understand that it takes both sides to have a debate, and that both sides deserve their spot at the table. But some of the people that didn't like Charlie Kirk or didn't like what he had to say, but then turned around and said what happened to him was bad, what happened to him was wrong, now they're getting shunned and outcast and maybe even canceled by their own, because it seems like the left is very good about eating their own. The right is too sometimes. It's not exclusive. But I just want to put my 2 cents in. Two things can be true at the same time. You can say that what happened to Charlie Kirk was terrible and it should have never happened. And you can say you don't want any more of that. You don't want to see that happen ever again. And still not like Donald Trump, still not be for Make America Great Again, although that my mind can't wrap around. Who doesn't want to make America great again, or keep it great, or make it greater, whatever. That if you don't want to make America great again, then I honestly don't know why you would consider being an American or staying. Lots of bumps. Thanks, City of Oakdale, for not fixing your potholes. I don't understand why you would even want to be an American. But here's the other thing. You can say that Charlie Kirk, what happened to him was terrible, and you don't want to see it ever happen again, and be 100% for Donald Trump's presidency, for the Make America Great Again agenda, for the movement. It doesn't matter. We can agree to agree. We can agree to disagree. That's fine. You're still you, I'm still me. We can shake hands and walk away from each other and say, I don't like that person and I'd just as soon not have them be part of my life. But you know what? Whether I say it out loud or not, I'm always going to feel that this next part is going to be my feeling, and it's never going to change. I will not change my mind on this. I may not like that person. I don't want them to be part of my life. But I will fight for their right to say the things that are wrong. And if you agree with me, great. And if you disagree with me, great. I will fight for your right to disagree with me. If I believe I'm right, I will fight for your right to be wrong. I will fight for your right to say the most vile, evil, reprehensible crap, as long as it doesn't turn to violence against anybody. But if your opinion, I find it to be repulsive, but it's your opinion, I will fight to defend your right to not only have your opinion, but to voice your opinion. And anybody that doesn't believe that, you're wrong and you should fix yourself.